Hello everyone, it's Monica of Creekside Blooms. Let's go for a morning walk. The temperature is 20 degrees. Just perfect. So let's go see what's blooming in the garden. So we'll start on this side. This is a burning bush and it has the small inflorescences that it makes. The viburnum has bloomed beautifully for a while and now the blooms are almost spent. The magnolia has stopped blooming. The hydrangea started to grow, but not flowers yet. So the annuals are blooming pretty nicely. And here is the salvia. The salvia started to bloom, and I like the contrast of the blue salvia with the yellow green Angelina sedum. In here I have some lungwort that I just got, and I think I need to move it in a more shady spot, and that's a sempervivum. And here the veronica is starting to bloom. The barberry is doing really well. I like the lush look at this time of the year. It provides such a nice contrast. The deutia is still in bloom with the white flowers, and the azalea in there is starting to bloom. That's a red demon azalea. Now on the other side, on the strip by the fence, the tricolor willow looks pretty nice. The blue junipers are growing nicely. The deutia is still in bloom. The Oregon grape holly has put a lot of size. Here's Luna. The tree peony stopped blooming. This tree peony has a regular peony at the bottom, and these are in bloom. The smaller blooms. Another Oregon grape holly. This is an Artemisia. Every time I come in here, I like to pet it. It's so nice and soft. The penstemon is still blooming. Oh, and look at this. The Tuxedo Weigela is blooming. This is a Weigela that makes white flowers on a maroon foliage. I have some more to show you at the back. And the pansies. The monarda is so big, I cannot wait for it to start. This is another sedum that makes a really nice hedging here, and those are the flowers. Now it's gonna start putting flowers. Now let's go to the back. I still have to show you the front. I got my coffee here. So by the front window, in the front bed, I have the ewes. The ewes are due for a haircut. And here it makes a nice contrast with the ionomous. These are Shasta daisies that they're almost ready to bloom. And here's the Veronica that makes blue. So it's going to be a white and blue contrast pretty soon. And here is the sedum. That's growing pretty nicely. The lamb's ears are going to bloom also. They put their spikes. So snapdragon and some more daisies. The spirea is almost ready to bloom. This is a variegated iris, so you can see the whole picture. Really pretty flowers. And on this side I have another Weigela. This one's a deeper tone. It still has the maroon foliage, but it makes the deep red flowers. Here's a peony that's almost ready. And in this bed I also have some Shasta daisies, and at the back it's red star juniper. They do really well in hot sun, and they're a low growing juniper. In here this weekend I'm going to plant some dahlias. On this bed here I planted a few days ago some tomatoes, which they're a pretty good size. In here I have some phlox, and the iris is blooming nicely. And some more tomatoes. The magnolia has stopped blooming, but it's getting huge. I'm gonna trim a little bit here closer to the tomatoes. In the side of the garden I have the blue spruce, which I love at this time of the year, how the put my coffee down, how it's so soft and pliable. It puts all these big soft things. So fun. In here I got some get the dog wild ginger, and this is the one of the shiny leaves. It's a tropical type. And this is bloodroot. They suffered a little bit because it was so hot, and they're just getting established. In here the rhubarb is huge. I have to pick some rhubarb and make some dessert with it this weekend. And in here, let's see, the bleeding heart is blooming nicely. Lovely white flowers. The lily of the valley have finished, and the coleus is trying to get back We had really cold days. I have 2 more tomato pots in here. Also, I have at the bottom marigolds and dahlias. The spiderwort started to bloom. I just read that some people say that it's invasive, but it depends on where you live. I live in Canada, and for me it's not invasive at all. Like you can see in here, it just stays in its pot and it dies back in the winter. The hosta has gone huge, and here's another spiderwort. I love the flowers. It's a very forgiving plant. You don't do anything for it and it gives you beautiful blue flowers. Now in here at the back, I'm going to make another video because there's a lot to show, but I'm just gonna show you the Weigela now that I was talking about. In here I have another one that has a green foliage and the deep red flowers, and the one at the back, it's almost finished blooming. This one that has pink flowers. So they bloom at different times, even among themselves. And here's the blueberry bush that's sitting, lots of blueberries. So follow me in part 2 for the backyard tour. Thanks for watching and goodbye.